Death, Dwarven DM here, and yes, these are Warhammer 40k minis, not fantasy. Yes, I am going to start collecting a 40k army. And are they Eldar? No, I'm not collecting Eldar. I'm actually going to start collecting a Space Marine army. I'm creating my own chapter and everything. But the reason I have a box of Eldar Dire Avengers is a friend actually commissioned them while I was painting my fantasy minis, and that's why most of my fantasy minis are unpainted. And so I've been working on these things, I've been going crazy with them, and I have not gotten very many done. I actually have 6 fully done that I gave to him. I have 2 boxes of these Dire Avengers, and I paint very slowly but diligently. So I have 1 box right here, there's another box down there, there's all the crappy sprues. So today I figured I'm gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna assemble all of them. Now this doesn't sound like much, but for me, sitting on my butt for this long is a chore. So I started assembling them. They don't look like much, but these things are a hell to get together. Especially these arms right here. They're so lanky, and you gotta fit them, you gotta glue 3 different pieces together and keeping them together at the same time. But they're looking pretty darn good. The ones I've painted look beautiful. I do not have them because I gave them to my friend so he actually knew I was working and not just slacking on him. So here's a full, I think, how many is this? This is 14 minis, because I made 5 regular Avengers and 1 Exarch for him already. The Exarch was a late night last night that I built so I could go play Warhammer with them, with our little group we have together, and he wanted extra troops, so yeah. Oh, and the other thing I have built for him that he commissioned was this Wave Serpent in red. And yes, it's not red yet. I still need to paint it. I still need to put the guy in there and stuff. I just stuck it together so we could use it today. It looks pretty nice. Yeah. We got 2 Bright Lances, I believe, on top of it, and the Shuriken Cannon on the bottom. All these guys are equipped with Shuriken rifles, maybe? Is that what they're called? Oh well. Those aside, literally, my army is going to be a Space Marine army, and I only have 1 troop right now. Yes, I have one Space Marine right now, and there he is, right in the back there. But before we get to that, the reason I only have 1 Space Marine is I went to a games workshop and to buy some because my mom wanted to get me a birthday present. So I told her 10 Space Marines would sound great. So I got an Assault Squad, but she's not going to give them to me until my birthday. I know, very childish. But by going to this games workshop, we were in Maryland at the time, if you showed them the ad on your phone, you get 1 free Space Marine. So I said, why the hell not? So I got this 1 Space Marine, and I painted him up, gave him some let's see if we can get this right. Gave him some battle damage right there, some battle damage, and that little, I'll have to show you this technique right here sometime. That little bouncing off bullet. That's actually from heating up a paperclip. I think it's right over there. Heat up that paperclip, and then you just kind of melt. Oh, let's see if I can get focus. You just kind of melt it into the side right there, and then kind of pull it off and clean it up. Then it's looking pretty good. I got all the writing on the seal. The backpack looks great, and I'm gonna get full 11 of these guys. I think I'm gonna put a las cannon and a flamer in that group, just because I don't have many minis, so I might as well take the most I can get. For my chapter, I believe I'm going to do the Brethren, and the Brethren are actually a mercenary type band of Space Marines. So they had they were in the Space Marine army, but then they kind of like during battles, certain battles or a big battle to start it off, they broke off, and because they thought the Space Marines weren't treating them like the generals weren't treating them like they should have been treated, or they were just fed up with it. So they're not evil, they're not chaotic evil, they're not cat or lawful good either. So they're more of a neutral, but leaning more towards neutral good. So just the one main thing, I don't really like putting things on their shoulders. I just see it as a chore, and kind of annoying for me. I don't really like the paint jobs on the shoulders. So this guy, as you can see, I really like the dark colors, really dark washes, especially with the Brethren, because they are broken off of the actual Space Marines, are kind of beat up and stuff, as you can see. Then on their helmet, to kind of show that they're the certain Brethren I speak of, I have a purple stripe down their head. Yes, it's purple. I like purple. So I put that down, I highlighted a little bit. I don't really do many highlights, so I figured I'd do some on this helmet. And he looks pretty good. This is just one guy from the Assault on Blackreach, so I couldn't have done much with him. And then on their knee pads, what I'm going to start doing is, this was just a test, so I'm going to paint over that eventually. But on their knee pads, I'm going to have hash marks or something or other to show, like, the years after the original Brethren and the years after they joined. Like, the years they broke off from the Space Marine Army and joined the Brethren. And then the original Brethren are going to have a symbol kind of like this, and it's going to be like a little mountain peak or something like that. And so they should look pretty cool. After I finish said Eldar, I'm going to bust out those Space Marines for my June 14th birthday, and each one I'm hoping to put in a different pose and make them look awesome. I'm going to really spend a lot of time on them so they look the best out there on the battlefield. We have about like 7 guys that all are coming together and building up armies right around the same time. Some of them a kid bought 2 battle forces of, what are they? The Necrons. And I kind of have 1 Space Marine. So we battled, and I figured I'd come, so I put in 1 Space Marine into this battle, and it was me. We just teamed up all these people. Me, my one guy, the Tyranids, some Dao, and a couple of Grey Knights against other Space Marines, Chaos Daemons, and the Necrons. I think that was it. Yeah. And so we had about equal point values. But enough of that. I got killed. I joined up with the, what's it called? The Grey Knights, and I took their cover save and died for them. That wasn't very enthusiastic because it wasn't a very fun time. But I have, for my last video, I painted, I think you already saw this guy. He's just my dwarf. He is my favorite dwarf out there. He just looks awesome. Then I painted my first Skaven up a little while ago. I haven't put an update in forever. He looks awesome. He really does. The washes gave him a great detail. I'm hoping to get some of my bigger guys done when I finish some of these Eldar. And then here's a high elf of Lothlorien, I think, possibly. I don't know. I should probably do those gems over. He looks pretty sweet. Nothing very special about him. Just a test on high elves. Then the guy you saw in your last video with the purple bottom, I painted him. Finally. There's nothing really special about him, but I think he looks nice. He has a nice detail on here. I really like the purple ball up here. So that's that. Expanding the paint collection. Oh, and just for a little rant, not that I've not been ranting, but I hate water slides. They will be the death of me. They're terrible. I don't know why. They just don't like me. I can never get them to go, because I have to do one on every single one of these Eldar, and I get them okay eventually, but they're just a pain in the butt. There's some log pens. Another thing I was creating last night at like 1 in the morning was I was flocking this hill. Yes, it's not much, but I figured for a battle we had today, I would flock a little hill. So I built this little hill that was nice for my little Space Marine, and then we ended up not using it, and I was mad. But my Space Marine looks pretty cool on there, and then it can go up here, and then he even looks great when you hide him underneath it, because he fits perfectly. And that was going to be my tactic today, but no, I died before I got there. Let's see. Here's another thing I created lately. Out in the woods at my grandpa's cabin, I was bored, so I started playing around with some balsa wood, some wire, anything I could find there. So I picked up some rocks, found a piece of cork, found some wire, found some balsa wood, built this thing up, and then I brought it back home and started painting it. And this is what I got. I got a nice little fence, which is really nicely detailed. I even painted the wire. And just like all other things, we paint rocks to look like rocks. Who knows why. But this balsa wood looks great on it as fence posts. And then, I wish this was more gradual, but this was this is some cork I cut up. And then I glued it on here. I put this little fence post in here out by the river, or creek or whatever. That looks awesome. It looks great with a Space Marine next to it. Basing everything off of Space Marines because, you know, you want your army to look good. So that's that. Okay, I'm signing out. Happy wargaming.